Well, good morning. Today we're going to talk about the Ferris Wheel Project. Shared briefly about it a little bit when we were doing the Singapore Flyer project or assignment, and just thought you might want to look at this a little bit longer. This project is designed for students to study the specific data information for different gigantic Ferris wheels from around the world. As you can see, several gigantic Ferris wheels exist around the world. Picture shows some of the largest that exist today or that are actually under construction. For years, I've used this graphic to show, but I've decided to use another one. This has the Star of Nangchung on it, the New York wheel and Hong Kong on it. There's Ferris wheels all over the place. As you can see, this one right here, this Dubai Eye, 210 meters is the largest. It's still not finished being built, so until it is, it's kind of just a euphemism because I'm not even sure they broke ground on beginning work on it. Anyway, that's beside the point. It is the largest Ferris wheel ever determined to try to be built. We'll see if it ever comes to pass. Everything I've seen on it is nothing but an artist rendering. So without further ado, let's go into this. The first wheel we have to choose from, and we will be giving you a choice, groups of 3 to 4 people in this project. I don't want fewer than that. If you're going to have less than that, you're going to have to get with me, and it's going to have to be my decision on that. So the first one is in Osaka, Japan. It's called the Red Horse Wheel. Its total height is 123 meters. Its diameter is 100 meters. You are to determine the speed and the circumference, and you're given the time to circuit the wheel is 18 minutes, and you're going to use metric measure on this one. The next one is a New York wheel. It's in Staten Island, New York City. Total height 630 feet. It's pretty big. Diameter of 600 feet. That's immense. Speed and circumference are not given. You're given 38 minutes to circuit the wheel, and you're asked to use standard measure. The next one is the Melbourne Star. I've used every year that I've done this project. It's located in Victoria, Australia. It's only 120 meters high, has a diameter of 100 meters. Also, the speed and circumference are you're asked to determine with a time to circuit the wheel of 30 minutes. You also use metric measure. Notice the only measurement requirement I have is that you use the measurement that they use in that country. So let's move on. The Ain Dubai, or the Dubai Eye. This is in United Arab Emirates. This is a man-made island in one of their bays in the Persian Gulf. Strangely enough, this is a huge, huge wheel, but it's been in conception since I started this project, doing this project years ago, back in 2015. My first year was 2014-15 here at Rudder High School, and that's the first year I taught this course. And this was one of the options I gave students to use. In this one, you're given the height of 210 meters. That's immense. Diameter of 200 meters. Speed of 26 centimeters per second. You're determined circumference and the time to circuit the wheel. You're to use metric measure also. Okay. Singapore Flyer, of course, we have this. I've done some of the work for you, so if you choose this one, you go back through the videos, you can find some of the answers there. Marina Bay, Singapore, total height is 165 meters, diameter 150 meters, speed of 26 centimeters per second, circumference you're to determine, and the time to circuit the wheel or the period you're to determine you're to use metric measure. High roller, it's a big one here in the United States. Not the biggest anymore now that the New York wheel is here. It is 550 feet. The diameter is 520 feet. Speed is 1 foot per second. You're to determine the circumference and the period. And you're to use, of course, standard measure. So my picture doesn't like to move. Okay. The Star of Nanchang, located in Nanchang, Jingzhai. I think it's Jingzhai, China. I'm not going to try to pronounce Chinese words. I know a little bit. Total height, 160 meters, diameter 153 meters. Speed, you're to determine. Circumference, you're to determine. You're given 30 minutes of the period as the period, which is the time to circuit the wheel. Please use metric measure. Orlando I, this is another one. This one is unique in that the total height and the diameter are the exact same height. Speed you are to determine, circumference you are to determine, and the time to circuit the wheel period is 22 minutes, and you're to use standard measure. All right, London Eye, that's in the UK, 135 meters, diameter 120 meters, speed 26 centimeters per second. You are to determine the circumference in the period, which is the time to circuit the wheel, and you're to use metric measure. So choose the folks in your group very wisely, and remember that 25% of your grade is based on your work performance as rated by your fellow group members. Groups of 2 to 4 will be allowed, and any exceptions to group size will be on a case-by-case basis, and the final decision will be made by me, the teacher. So there will be a gallery walk. We'll have other students and teachers come look at your projects, as I'll post them on the wall, on the 27th of February. Guess what? That's this Friday. Or Thursday, I think. It's this Thursday. That's correct. Because the 28th is Friday, and I won't be here. So you have exactly 3 days from today. Today is Monday. You have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to get this completed, okay? And I will give you as much information as possible. Today, what I want from you is who's in your group and what wheel did you choose. I'll have handouts laid out on my desk here for you to choose from, and you can tell me who your group is, and I have to know that before the end of the day and which wheel you're going to choose. And I'll have all that information out to you. You should be able to get all the information you have just from watching my videos and everything, okay? So let's take a look at the rubric. Okay, a little smaller version of me, and I've got a picture of the rubric. Notice that this is all set up on a little, every piece of it counts, okay? Every piece of it counts. There's a partner grade, average of your group members' grade of your performance. But every part of it's there. You've got accuracy on drawing, dimensions reflected accurately, accurate circumference calculations, completion of table, correct minutes of one capsule's complete revolution or speed of wheel per second, correct calculation for degree measure, each minute during revolution, depending on information given. That's important. A lot of people get this part right. It's only worth 5 points, but if you want 100, this is important. How far in degrees does the capsule travel in 1 minute? Okay, this says correct calculation for degree measure each minute during revolution depending on information given. How far does the capsule travel in 1 minute in degrees? All right, trigonometric ratios and inscribed angles shown for each interval in the table. Graph of changing height of capsule as it rotates, showing 3 cycles, at least 10 well-spaced points per cycle. And I'll take a video real quick to show you exactly what I'm talking about there. And I'll place it right here. It's actually, I'll just put a picture of it. And you'll get what I'm talking about. Information about your Ferris wheel, including a picture. This must be at least 1 paragraph. And it must include dimensions, speed, and or time for 1 revolution. Source of information cited, and the neatness of poster. Neatness, that just needs to be, is it professional? You know what I'm saying? That's what it needs to be. So that's it in a nutshell. Everybody that's done this project, they've struggled, but they've enjoyed it, and they've come out in the end saying, you know, it was worth it. You learned something. Now, I'm sure that every one of you is asking this question. Why would we ever want to know how high a gondola is off the ground? Well, if you're stuck in that gondola and you want to get out, you want to make sure that they've got a ladder tall enough to get you out. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this project. I know I've enjoyed teaching it the last couple of years. It's been a lot of fun. None of my students have really had any problem with it. They've struggled a little bit. They all come out in the end saying, you know, they learned something from it. That's kind of the point. In the meantime, y'all be blessed. Be a blessing.